With me today is Phil Pillin. He's our club president. He is also the chairman for the USATF Midwest Masters. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
Yeah, correct. I'm the Midwest region coordinator and the Lake Erie Association cross country um, chair.
Okay.
So
I wanted to,
keep busy.
yes, you do. You do so much for the sport. I
Thank
wanted
you.
to go back and revisit the Lake Erie meet we had up at Spire,
Okay.
the Open and Masters meet. I think it was quite a success this year. What were your thoughts?
It's really funny when you walk into a building in the morning and there's very few people there and you set stuff up. You hope you remember that you have everything and everything is ready to go. And all of a sudden, the athletes come, and the next thing you know, the events are starting. And then before you know it, the meet is over, and like it's pretty good. So yes, I that was a very well run, a very successful meet. We had a good number of individuals there. That's a great facility. They're great hosts. Looking forward to 26 up there outdoors. Um, but yeah, it's a good need. For the past, I don't know, 30 some years, becoming more involved with USA track and field. Um, eh, my feeling, whether I'm the Midwest region coordinator or whether I'm the Lake Erie cross country chair, is if you're going to do something, if you're elected or appointed, and do it. And that's what we do. I believe the Lake Area Association does a great job of putting on meets. And I like to think that I helped push them toward that, which I think I did. But now it's commonplace and we do a great job. You know, people can choose to spend their money doing something else. And we're, if they're going to join USA Track and Field, they deserve to have a well-organized meet put on.
I what I can say from my end is that we gave out a lot of awards.
We
This is
did.
my first
Yeah,
time serving as the awards person, so that
right.
was my viewpoint for the whole meet for the most part. And we gave away an awful lot of awards, and there were a lot of
Right.
happy people walking away from the table.
Right. Well, and you did a good job at it. And that's the most fun job of, or if you call it a job, that's the most fun position because I mean, generally we do not have any problems, but when you're actually physically working to meet, whether at the long jump, whether you're at the shot put or you're starting, you don't have time to appreciate everything going on. You're just focused on your specific position, your job there. When you're the awards person, you just hear all happiness and that's what I try to take back to, like, our president, Dave Wotak, is like, people love it, I mean, because he doesn't get to hear it, I mean, and none of the officials get to hear it. They're just focused on their job. But yep, the awards are great. Yeah.
And the Midwest Masters meet out at Taylor University in Indiana, not too far from Fort Wayne. I think that was also a big success this year too.
We had 129 athletes registered in 286 events. I'm appreciative that Gary Steele, who's the Kentucky Masters Track and Field chair, who took over after Terry Foodie decided to retire from that, and Terry did a great job. Now Gary's following in her footsteps, doing a great job. And I like Indiana, Michigan area because it is kind of in the middle of the Midwest. We've traveled it around. He found the facility to coach. Derek Gay there was absolutely fantastic. The kids came in at like 7 in the morning. Their athletes came in at 7 in the morning, set everything up, and when we were done at 3:30, they all came in and took everything down. It was good. I mean, I was there a little bit after 8 o'clock, and again, the same thing. Hey, can we do this? Can we do that? And like, oh, and all of a sudden it meet went and the meet was over. So it was successful. It was the last, I'd say, tune up before the indoor World Masters Championships in Gainesville. Uh, yeah, very good.
So
So
I don't I'm not sure about this question. Have you done any of these World Masters championships before?
I have not actually. Haven't done a world meet. 2017, I went to Toronto and did the North American and Central America and Caribbean World Masters meet. They had that in Toronto. So that meet there, I just kind of did it as a get up there and get back kind of thing. Um, Toronto's 5 hours away. I did obviously I stayed overnight and I can't remember if it was one night or two, but whatever. This one I'm looking forward to kind of getting more in the spirit of the world, and being there for the 10 days. Yes. Yeah.
So what are your events and when are they?
Sunday I'm running the 8K cross country at 11:15 a.m. Uh, and that should prove interesting. And then on Tuesday, I will have the 3,000 meters. I think about 2:45, 3,000 meters, on the track. So that's a quick turnaround, racing an 8K and on the grass. And then, so Monday's going to be a lot of laying around and recovery. And then after that, I'm done.
I know a lot
So
of the athletes have looked at the competition. Have you looked at yours?
I have I've taken a cursory glance at it. I'll do as well as I can. If you're flying in from overseas or if you're coming in from the West Coast of the United States, you're not coming to sightsee. So there's competition to be stiff, and like I said, all I can do is the best that I can, and get in a good warm up that I don't have to work a meet or answer a lot of questions and race, and then that's it. I'm looking forward to racing it, and then I'm looking forward to literally sitting down and doing nothing, and then seeing when like other people in the house, like you or Dawn or Scott, or are gonna do something else and go watch for a little bit. Yeah.
So I know Don Gruber was telling me this is just awesome to him to be actually representing the United States of America in a meet. I know it was kind of a surprise to me because we go to these meets and I take my Eastern Buckeye uniform and everything. And I forget whether it was him or somebody else that said, no, they're going to give you uniforms for this. I'm like,
Right,
no, they're
right.
not.
Yeah,
But
right,
we
right,
are. We're getting the actual team uniforms and
right.
officially representing the U.S.
Yeah, so 2017, when I was up in Toronto, like I said, I sort of treated that as just another cursory meet because for some reason, I probably had something to do on Sunday. I think I raced the 1,500 on, I don't know if it was Friday or whatever. Um, but anyway, no. So we did get a uniform there. It was pretty cool. I mean, everybody had on their country's federation's uniforms. So I don't think that I um appreciated it that much at that time, but I'm planning on doing that appreciation more this time around. So yeah. Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
idea what some of the more exciting events are going to be to watch?
you know what I mean, as a person who loves track and field, I mean, I'd watch anything. I mean, like I said, I really, it's like the World Championships, except we're just a little bit more advanced in age than the actual people that are on TV in the World Championships. Um, yeah, it's when you think about it, it's neat. It really is. Yeah. So, anything on any one of those events ought to be, in any age group ought to be pretty interesting. You
I
know.
guess I look at it this way. I've gone to minor league baseball games over the years and then had a great time, watched games in Buffalo and Akron and different places, Columbus. And I think, well, did I have any less fun at that game than I did at a major league game watching the players, even though maybe these weren't the best of the best? No, I had the best. I had a great time. The game was great. It was close, whatever. So I think
Right.
there's a lot of excitement to be had at these Masters meets, even though these are not people maybe at the, the Olympic level, but you've still got a lot of great athletes and a lot of great performances to watch.
If you truly like somebody like me who truly enjoys the sport, um, it's just, I can go to a middle school meeting and have a blast working it, or a college meet, I mean, the PAC meet that we worked a couple Thursdays ago up at YSU, I pulled in the garage and Philip was with me, my son, and I'm like, that was a really well run meet, It just they think, track, I in that sport, like I said, I love the sport, been around the sport for nearly 50 years or 50 years or whatever. I met a lot of great people through it, and yeah, yeah,
I think one of the more interesting thing about the Masters track and field is some of the personal stories you hear, because there's a lot of people that have overcome great things in order to participate and to participate at a high level. We've got all kinds of stories from, rare diseases to cancer to injuries to, Masters tend to face a lot of things. And even if it's not themselves that are going through something, maybe family members are having a
right,
challenging
right,
time.
right.
And so I
It,
think for masters to compete at a high level can be a difficult thing sometimes.
yeah, it is. Again, having been involved in the sport and having, I've always said my best years maybe were between 18, 28 or 18 and 30, years old. You're just kind of like singularly focused on something, and then as you advance in age, you have a job, athletics isn't supporting you. So I'm a teacher and then you're a parent and then you have aging parents and you have roller coaster rides with them and things like this and that. And, health wise, I should say roller coaster rides. And so to sometimes just to be able to get to the starting line is, just an accomplishment, 50 years of running on this body's banged it up, but it still moves every day and it's a blast.
I still think it's a great time to be out there on the track, and the camaraderie you have at these meets is unparalleled to me. These are the places you make forever friends, really. I think a lot of us have become very close over the years. And that's something I don't think you get in a lot of other sports, especially when you're older. That I think this is a great chance to connect. And I think a lot of people are starting to find that out too.
It is. Track and field, well, I'll look at it from a distance runner's perspective but to you have thousands and thousands of people running road races, but to get out onto the track, it's intimidating because it's like being in the proverbial fishbowl and like I could be last or next to last in this 3,000 and they'll be like, okay, come on, Phil, let's get off the track and get this next race on. We're waiting for the 59 year, 50 to 55 to 59-year-olds, and we joke a lot about it. I always tell the officials because I know a lot of them, hey, if you want to get this meeting on this time schedule, I should probably have a three lap head start. Never works, but no, it is. When I get people to actually come to a meet, they come back, and that's the neat thing, and then they get more people and they get involved and they know somebody else from somewhere else and so if you think about this world meet, well, now you have a chance of talking to somebody from any given country, and you know, well, maybe I'll come and run your national championship sometime. I mean, I've done that in Canada a couple of times. They've always been very welcoming, whether it's the Ontario Masters Championships or actually the Canadian Championships. And I actually did it in Italy 10 years ago at the Italian Masters Championships. So yeah, so who knows what the future will bring with the connections you make on the track. And that's kind of the story of me. Is like I mean, I've known people who, you know, um, the Olympic trials in Canada and the marathon to, now I can go to this road race or this track meet because I know somebody and staying at their house or whatever. And yeah, it's neat.
So you were back in the day a runner for Bowling Green State University. How did you come to Masters track?
So the long story short of it is, coming out of high school, we were just a bunch of kids running at Pillin High School, and I went to Bowling Green. I have no idea why other than I went to Bowling Green. I get to Bowling Green and you find out, wow, these guys are really good on the team. So then I just got better and trained hard and got better. And I guess if I'm really honest with myself, it's a little bit of OCD that you just keep going, and there's a little bit of a what's the best word? I can do better kind of attitude, or I'll prove to you that I can be here. I should be here. And it never really stopped. And so like I said, the best running years are probably from age 18 to age 30. I'm running over 100 and some miles a week and racing pretty fast and training a lot. And I start teaching, so I'm running in before school, running after school. And the next thing you know, I'm gonna be 63 years old in a couple of weeks. And oh, I never stopped. Yeah. So no, I mean it's been a crazy ride. I don't know. I mean, it has.
You've had
I
a
look
lot of excitement about getting people, recruiting people to our club, Eastern Buckeye Track Club, and I know you've been doing that at the recent meets.
right.
How can people get
Um,
involved?
well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the other thing is I can talk to people, doesn't matter who they are. I enjoy the sport. I try not to be overbearing. Um, I have Don Whitman ordering 6 new singlets or t-shirts from the Midwest meet or from the Lake Erie meet. I'll just ask them, hey, okay, you want to join? What do we have to do? Well, I just have to, and so yeah, just what do you have to do? Just, be wanting to be part of a club. And I really would like to see that come to fruition next year uh at Aspire, at the outdoor championships. I'm going to hang a banner. I might bring the Eastern Buckeye Track Club banner down to Gainesville. I don't know where I'll put it except maybe in the house. But I think Aspire, I'm going to hang it somewhere, probably with their permission. And if not, I'll still hang it. And just try to get a good number of people there. And oh, hey, you're so and so. That's our throwing crew. That's our distance runners crew. Those are our sprinters or our long jumpers or whatever. Oh, and it's not like it's not. It's. I don't want to say it's like college track and field all over again, but it could be like a little mini version of that. I mean, what else do you get to do at 60 years old where you can, have a person who's, you know, 6'8" on your club as a thrower or something, and it is kind of like going back to college, so yeah.
We need the banner for for the interviews we're going to do. So you need to bring that
Okay,
for our
I'll bring the
backdrop.
banner down. Yep, we've got it. Yep, that'll be fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can hang anything there, obviously, because of World Athletics and so on. But no, we'll have it in the house. We'll put it as a backdrop. And no, I mean, like I said, I had Don Whitman do 2 banners. I'm thinking about maybe with the tent that I have, an easy up tent. I might see if he can print the the roof of it, the canopy of it. I'm pretty sure that he could. I'll put Eastern Buckeye on that at some point in time. But yeah, I mean, so I've always tried to model. I've always picked up little ideas, whether it's in as an official, whether it's a club administrator for Eastern Buckeye Track Club, or whether it's cross country cheer or whatever I'm doing. I'll shamelessly pick up something from somewhere else if it's working. Like for example, the little cross country series, that we have for Lake Erie. So the Niagara Association USA Track and Field has a great series. So does obviously New England and of course Southern California has a great thing too. The road race series. So I try to pick up all these ideas and. It takes a while to get them going. Same thing with Eastern Buckeye Track Club. Okay, you have your bigger clubs out there. Well, we're just plugging along, and like I said, I like to have a nice. It's point wise, it doesn't matter, but I like to see a lot of royal blue uniforms and black shorts out there next year at Spire, especially. It's right up the street. We're an hour away. So yeah, I have a person who's a friend of my son who has a trailer. We'll probably put it at the park up there if we can get a space. And then a guy I know has a condo up there. So yeah, lots of opportunities.
All right. Something to look forward to.
It
Phil
is.
Pillin, president of the Eastern Buckeye Track Club and the Midwest Masters coordinator for USA Track and Field. Thank you so much, Phil. I appreciate your time.
And thank you for doing this. I will say that you have been a tireless advocate of the sport too, and just willing to learn this technology to do it. I will say that I have a lot of ideas. And sometimes it's always good to have somebody actually put those ideas into practice because usually I'm working too many meets to actually do something. But I appreciate what you do tremendously because it gels everything together that I try to do and that we as an organization try to do, be it Eastern Buckeye Track Club, Lake Area Association, or USA Track and Field. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Phil. We're going to have a great time in Gainesville.
It will be very nice. It will be interesting. It will be a very nice time. I like I said, I look forward to competing and I look forward to just sitting around and cooking for everybody.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later off the recording.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Phil.